Kevin Willard is in his first season, former coach in Maryland, and has led the Wildcats back into the tournament for the first time in 4 years. Let's take a look at the starting five both ways and stand a matchup you'll watch.
I like the point guard matchup. Can Drake Allen keep a Caden Lewis out of the paint, and can he keep Utah State organized offensively?
And Coach, I'm looking at the big. Zach Keller has started the last 25 games for the Aggies. He's taken on Duke Brennan. 4 offensive rebounds a game. First in the Big East, 8th nationally.
Jared Calhoun is the coach. Second season with the Aggies. He has gone 54-14. He's a terrific coach.
Yeah, this team sort of flies under the radar, as you said, Robbie, but this is an outstanding team, and Calhoun is a great coach.
Our officials this afternoon: Matt Potter in his 12th NCAA tournament, Kenneth Burdett in his 6th, Andy O'Brien in his 4th. Our standby, Errol Lewis. Good crew, terrific game. 8-9 matchups have historically had a lot of juice to them.
And something to watch for early. Who can take care of the basketball? Both these teams disruptive. Both these teams live with their offense being created by their defense. Who takes care of it better against the pressure today?
And both these teams will mix up those defenses today also. You're not going to get the same look every time down the floor.
Perkins on the wing. There wasn't a lot of room. It's out of bounds. The shot clock at 13 seconds.
And Villanova is going to run a ton of pick and roll. Jared Calhoun told us he was really concerned about these Nova guards shooting off the bounce threes. Those pick and rolls come. They want to be up on their screening action.
It's Perkins, and the shot clock in single digits. Elamine is defending. Perkins. Rebound inside, retrieved and grabbed right there. Keller's got it. Here come the Aggies for their first possession.
Well, this team will run when they get a chance, but they run as good a set half-court offense as anyone in the country.
Drake Allen, he'll give it off inside to Keller. Good cut. Good two inside Falslev.
Falslev is a terrific cutter. It's the first possession of the game, but if you're guarding him, he's off the ball, you cannot fall asleep.
Falslev averages 16 points a game. It's a Caden Lewis. He's from Washington, D.C. and a freshman. His coach was just talking about a terrific young player.
Well, Caden Lewis, when he gets the big on him, has got to put the ball on the floor and get in the paint.
A three is launched and missed right there. And that is going to be an errant pass, which will go astray. Palmer couldn't hit. It goes back to the Aggies.
Well, all eyes here are on Zach Keller, and you've got to take a look here at Mason Falslev as he just makes his way down. Now, Keller only averages 3 points a game, so it's not like you're doubling. You've got to be aware. There's some active cutters on the floor, and Falslev steals a basket to start his game.
Yeah, Perkins just totally lost vision. He had switched on to Falslev, who was just staring at Keller.
So the Aggies in dark blue, the Mountain West champions in the regular season and the tournament champions. Cutting was Keller. He was shoved inside as he was making his way. And a whistle and a foul, and Palmer will pick up number 1.
Listen, they are a great baseline out of bounds execution team, but if you are Brennan, you have to stay between your man and the basket. Don't worry about hedging out on that jump shot, Robbie. You got to take away the stuff inside, and this team will do it in their half-court offense. Great on slips.
One phenomenal read there. Keller, that's all feel. If Brennan's going to jump out, I am burning that thing to the basket.
Keller's a 53% free throw shooter.
If you're Keller and you're setting that screen, if you can't see Brennan in your peripheral vision, you know he's jumped out. That was always the read, the way it was taught to me.
And a little full court pressure here by the Aggies. Bryce Lindsey's got the ball, a sophomore from Baltimore.
An interesting matchup. They're going with Elamine. Now, they'll switch a lot, but Elamine is the guy on a Caden Lewis, trying to keep some size on him, make it a little tougher for him to pass the ball.
Elamine's got a lot of talent, though. He's got that rangy length.
Lindsey with a three.
Well, they're going to need to make threes today, and Lindsay is their most frequent three-point shooter.
That's a big shot for his confidence, Coach. 6 of his last 22 coming in, and over the last 11 games, only 26% from 3.
And for the season, 34%.
And Villanova goes zone right here. Both of these teams will mix up their defenses. I think it's key offensively for both teams. Don't worry about what the defense is. Just run your stuff and make plays.
Drake Allen to Falslev.
Second time tonight, ball on the baseline. You're defending the guy in the slot. That cut is open a lot, and Villanova's got to take it away.
Lewis. And Palmer's got it now. That's a 3. Another one put up and down. Lindsay knocks it in.
This looks like the Bryce Lindsay that played in the non-conference that averaged 16 a game and shot 44 from 3. Lindsay's been struggling with some confidence issues. Not the story early on today.
Well, and especially without Hodge. Now, look, and Kevin Willard said it to us yesterday. They're going to make some threes because they're certainly going to shoot a lot of them.
Lewis pokes it away with Allen trying to make a move in 7 seconds on the shot clock.
This has become, Robbie, a big play at all levels. When the ball is driven baseline, that slot cut coming right at the rim.
Bryce Lindsay just stepping right in. Even though that percentage not there on the season or in the conference season, you've got to be aware he is going to get him up, as you said.
Collins the miss, Perkins the rebound, Lewis with the ball. One of the top assist men in the conference. Perkins 3. And the rebound fought for. Elamine tried to get it. And Collins, they're like sharks to whale me, weren't they? Going right after that ball. Collins came up with it off the bench. Templin 3, no. And poked away in Elamine. Falslev right there. Good pass, and they get the deuce.
Elamine, a guy that had some struggles, went through a bit of a freshman slump at the end of the season, but on the year has been outstanding. His activity level on both ends, rebounding and defensively early on, impactful.
Villanova lost in the Big East tournament to Georgetown in the quarterfinals. A 3 launched by Lewis. At the lunging rebound corralled by Collins.
And they will shoot that dribble on pick and rolls, particularly if you go under.
Drake Allen 3. And finally retrieved, and Palmer has it in the hands of Lindsay. The transfer from Texas A&M and James Madison. Brennan, he'll take it, lumbering his way inside.
Boy, great verticality there by Templin to make Brennan score over the top.
Collins got it from Falslev with a twirling move underneath on the doorstep. And then it couldn't be pushed back in by Templin and out of bounds. With 15:39 to go in the first half and a 2-point Utah State lead.
Well, rebounding will be key today. Elamine comes up with that, gets it to Falslev. Early 2-point Utah State lead.
We're back in San Diego. Watch every men's game live on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Download now to stay up to date on all the action with a look at former coach, the Hall of Famer Jay Wright. It's the first time Villanova has been back in the NCAA tournament since the Jay Wright era.
Yeah, Kevin Willard, the most wins ever by a first-year Villanova coach.
They go inside, and they got it to go. Collins.
I'm telling you, they are a great baseline out-of-bounds team. I was amazed in my preparation for the tournament, and that's 2 layups off baseline out-of-bounds.
Well, it's also 8 points in the paint, whereas you look at Villanova, 5 of their 7 shots have come from 3. A real contrast there.
Devin Askew is in. Here he comes. He takes it inside, working on Templin. And then finally put in there. Nice play. It's to Brennan, who gets the 2.
Well, Askew puts all the pressure on the defense. The shot is blocked, but when you get beat off the dribble, that defensive floor spacing just isn't there, and that's a real problem when Duke Brennan's on the floor.
Absolutely. Look, drives create, help creates offensive rebounds.
3 launch. King put it up there. And a foul.
Here's the second inbounds play that they've gotten a layup off of, Robbie. You see it here. Look at Templin sets the screen. Nobody comes over and takes Collins, and he's all the way to the rim.
Those back screens can put some real pressure on the backside if you don't blow them up. And then with that Bryce Lindsay foul, you know, you look at Kobe King's numbers coming in. 3 of his last 16 from 3. He is a good shooter, 39% on the year, but you give a guy like this that type of confidence at the foul line, not a good foul early on by Lindsay.
There is nothing you can do worse defensively than foul a three-point shooter. I don't care if it's a great three-point shooter. Nobody shoots the percentage from 3 that they will at the free throw line.
Bruce Lindsay picked up number 1, and Colby King, you just saw him at the line.
And it's 2-2-1 just to slow the game down and give you less time to work with in the half court.
Askew, who played at Kentucky, Texas, Cal, and Long Beach State. They go inside. Brennan is there, whacked from behind. Allen may have gotten him, but boy, they were hatcheting him as he was trying to get up there and work it around. As you take a look at some of the stories so far, overtime for the Wildcats, who beat Santa Clara. Texas Tech going to the second round, and John Calipari improving his record in the tournament, getting his 60th career win. And at the line, they got Duke Brennan.
Well, not a bad foul there. Great play by Lindsay. Only a 62% free throw shooter, and he's right at the rim. I thought Drake Allen made a nice play right there.
Colby King got the foul. It's the first on him. Brennan, 62% from the free throw line. An all Big East third-team honoree.
Well, both teams into their bench early, but Utah State will go pretty deep, and they've got 3 subs in the game right now. Starting backcourt still in there, but everybody else is off the bench.
Gary Clark is in. King back to Clark, tried to get it inside, knocked away, intended for Templin. Picked up by Perkins. The trailing shot here, Lindsay. And the rebound from Colby King.
It was a really good fight by Perkins in there on the inside. Whoa!
He hammered that in. Drake Allen parachutes. 9-2 Utah State run.
Drake Allen plays a pretty under-control, conservative game, and I remember watching him getting ready for this tournament, and he took off and had a left-handed dunk, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, every once in a
run
while.
That back.
Sneaky athlete.
Sneaky athlete is right.
How about this one from our AT&T Connected Cam?
Well, and he's been more aggressive in looking for his own offense. 5 of 6 games in double figures. And you're absolutely right, Coach. You get caught sleeping, Drake Allen's turning that thing over and laying down the hammer.
Wow. Templin picked up number 1. Perkins is at the line. He was the Big East most improved player this season, and he's this year's leading scorer for the Cats.
Well, Perkins, to me, is sort of a cross between 2 former Villanova players who are now teammates with the Knicks, Josh Hart, because he plays bigger than he is, and Jalen Brunson, because he has a little bit of that back-end game and pivot game. So I think he's a cross between them.
Perkins, Warren, at the line.
Yeah, and Coach Willard has talked about how so often in basketball and in life we reward the greatest production, but we don't look at how it happens. Tyler is the how, he says. He said his ability to impact the game without scoring is what sets him apart.
Elamine.
Oh, my goodness.
I got to tell you guys, I expected Utah State to play well. They're very good. I did not expect them to be highlight film.
Well, with Elamine, Coach, just throw it in the vicinity and let him tear the rim off. That's how you attack some full court pressure.
Wow, and again, who makes the play there? Mason Falslev.
This Elamine is the 2nd highest rated recruit in the history of the Utah State program. Played for a top 10 high school, St. Paul VI Catholic in Arlington, Virginia. It's Askew. Falslev is out there. Perkins has the ball. Askew will aim, fire, hit the 3.
Askew can really get it going. Big-time scorer off the bench.
When Falslev there gets caught trying to cheat that play, maybe go for a little bit of a steal, but when you're guarding Devin Askew, you better be aware where he's at on the floor at all times.
It's Elijah Perriman with the ball now.
Villanova just does a great job of playing off of 2 feet in the paint, and they have going back to the Jay Wright days.
Perriman got a screen. Falslev let it, and a whistle and a foul.
It was Falslev guarding him, and take a look how he's just kind of hanging out in there. And if you're guarding a non-shooter, that's okay. Devin Askew, absolutely not a non-shooter. That dude can get it going.
He can, but Falslev and the whole Utah State team, one of the things that Kevin Willard talked about is how they attacked the ball in the paint. He was worried about turnovers, so Falslev looking at the ball there, thinking he might get a steal off the spin, and Askew wide open.
Well, it makes sense with Falslev leading the Mountain West in steals per game. He is going to be active, and he is going to be aggressive.
He does it all. Chris Jeffrey just picked up his first foul for Villanova.
Oh, my goodness. This
Great
is
pass inside.
I'm telling you.
And Colby King gets it.
I'm telling you, it's one of the things I put in my notes. Look, you don't see it a lot in the NBA because we always take the ball out on the side on fouls. And now you run a lot of baseline out of bounds. Nobody in the country that I've seen runs baseline out of bounds and executes as well as this team. Think about it. They're only up 7, and they have 6 points on baseline out of bounds, all layups.
Elamine puts it in, getting around Braden Pierce in the middle. Timeout taken. Utah State. It's round 1, but you've been putting in the work for your team all season. Celebrate making it to the tournament with an ice cold Coca-Cola. 8 field goals by Utah State. All 8 were layups or dunks.
Well, the 16 points in the paint have been early and often. Villanova wants to ramp the pressure. They break it. They throw it right up there. And then Elamine with a matchup he likes, Braden Pierce, putting him off the dribble and putting him in the basket.
Coach, it's 16-2 in the paint, Utah State.
Absolutely right, and it's hard to win like that.
Utah State on defense here is Duke. Brennan outside. Askew, a 3 with the rebound. Picked up by Perriman. Down court, Falslev. Twirling, feeds, corner, Collins, 3. No. And retrieved by the diving Askew, and the other way comes Lewis.
That's a heck of a pass by Falslev, though.
He's always looking. Outside, Palmer. They'll can the triple.
Yeah, I think they overhelped on that. That was a flat drive across the lane, not going to the rim. You got to stay home on that. Villanova needs to make threes to beat you. You got to have better awareness.
Falslev. And inside, Templin couldn't tap it. In the control of the freshman Lewis. It's Palmer. It's a 3. And a rebound, Brennan. Torn away by Templin. It's out of bounds and off of Villanova. 22-16 our score. An 8-9 game. These are beauties on TNT. Speaking of hockey, I think the Villanova head coach Kevin Willard wants to put people in the penalty box, as he was just speaking with our Lauren Shahadi.
Coach, 16 paint points for Utah State. How do you keep them out?
I'm not firing my staff because we've...
Not now.
Yeah, I am, because we've given up 8 points on underneath out of bounds defense. So the only thing I'm going to do is fire them and get a new staff.
All right, go do that now. Bye, Coach. Kevin, we're losing people by
I know.
the second.
I know, Lauren.
Well, they're still there now.
That's
I can
good.
see
Right now
it.
they're okay.
So at least they're going to be here through the end of this, well, half. I was going to say game, but who knows?
And in fairness to those guys, as you kind of mentioned, Coach, Utah State has gotten a lot of people on under out of bounds this year.
I'm telling you, Jared Calhoun, probably among other things, but I don't really know him, but he is a great X&O coach. His offensive playbook is incredible.
What a pass by Elamine inside for 2.
But it's the multiple paint touches right there. Get a drive to the paint, kick it out. Elamine's bringing it right back, and Villanova's helping uphill. They totally lose track of Zach Keller at the rim.
It's Lindsay. Got the screen into Brennan, bulldozing his way inside and fouled on the play, ramming his way into Keller. Keller picks up number 1.
Well, just the multiple dribble drives, and Keller is going to be the beneficiary of it. MJ Collins drive, Elamine drive. Villanova is totally lost defensively. Easy basket for Utah State.
Well, I think Lewis was trying to switch back with Brennan and get out to the perimeter to leave Brennan inside. Brennan was still also defending on the perimeter.
So here's Duke Brennan He's averaged a double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds this season. Only one other Villanova Wildcat player has done that the past 50 years. Harold Presley, 40 years ago for the Wildcats.
Wow.
He's had some kind of season. Brennan. And this is Drake Allen. He's from Eagle Mountain, Utah.
Look at all the movement that Utah State gets.
Collins rise and fire.
I mean, that's incredible. All that movement. Then he decoys a back screen and runs off a flare screen to get the ball. Just great execution. I think the two biggest playbooks in the country are Jared Calhoun and Matt Painter.
Palmer will knock it down.
And that hard hedge, you cannot give that level of space. You split the ball screen, now Utah State behind, and Villanova has stayed in this game by making shots from the perimeter.
Well, and that's what we knew they had to do coming in. Kevin Willard said they were going to shoot a lot of them. The three-point shot is the only way, in my opinion, they stay in this game with Utah State.
Kid with the ball, Collins played at Vanderbilt and at Virginia Tech, and he takes it inside, and it was knocked away by Duke Brennan, and the other way comes Perkins. Now in the hands of the freshman Lewis. Got the screen. Approaching 9 to play in the first half. Villanova 37% from the floor. Lindsay doubled. Oh, wide open inside. A hammer by Brennan.
2 on the ball, nobody home on the weak side there, Coach. A breakdown by Utah State, and suddenly Villanova finding some rhythm offensively.
Well, that's what shooting does, though. Those weak side defenders are now hesitant to pull into the paint because you've made some threes.
Elamine outside. Allen aims, shoots, scores.
I'll tell you, Elamine is showing us some playmaking skills today in addition to his athletic ability.
There's no question. I've talked to some NBA scouts, and he is definitely on their radar. The ball skills, the athleticism, the length. He's got a lot of tools to work with.
It's Lewis right here. And out to Palmer. Falslev is on him defensively. Cross court. Tough shot. It's off right there on the hoist by Lindsay. Down goes Brennan. Foul called on Keller of the Aggies.
Well,
in dark blue.
This is Brennan here. Great screener on top of everything else, but now he just gets out of there and goes to the open area. And the weak side guys, nobody is there. Allen or Falslev do not get into the paint. Shooting distorts your defense, Robbie.
Absolutely. Just in the terms of when you're man, you get sprayed out there, it gets in the back of your mind of, man, I have to be out, even though your responsibilities are in the lane to take on the roller.
Well, let's face it, the last time you talked about Falslev, it was that he came off too far, and so this time he stayed home, and Duke Brennan gets a layup.
Askew fakes, and here comes Lindsay. And Brennan will tip it in.
Brennan is just a great offensive rebounder. He does a great job of taking up space. So if his guy moves to help, he takes up the space. He rebounds a lot like Steven Adams does. Not quite as big as Steven, almost no one is, but he takes up space the same way that Adams does.
Falslev on the bench. Allen will take it in, scoops it in for 2 right there, converting. Carson Templin.
Boy, both these teams right now, Coach, are living in the paint, drawing help, and Carson Templin gets on the board, the 6th man in the Mountain West Conference of the year.
How about Utah State? 11 assists on 12 made baskets. A lot of efficiency. Askew, corner, Lewis, book it.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Lewis can get to where he does that consistently,
he's going to be really good.
He's going to be impossible to defend.
I love his package at the rim, Coach, in terms of finishing. Right hand, left hand, hook, scoop, whatever you want. He's got it there at the basket.
And he can get there anytime he wants. Great handle, great quickness. He's just been an inconsistent shooter, under 30 from 3 and under 60 from the line.
King the miss. Lewis the rebound. Caps the other way. Overall record 24-8. Big East 15-5. Brennan in stride. Oh, the collision. The grappling. The foul inside. Big man going head to head. Look.
Literally head to head.
Yes.
Well, Caden Lewis, as Coach said, he starts doing that. He's going to make a lot of money living at the rim and now making them from 3.
Gorgeous day in San Diego. It's a 4-point lead for Utah State. They've led by 9. The Aggies are shooting 60%. They're plus 14 points in the paint, doing it in many different ways. And moments ago, their coach, Jared Calhoun, caught up with our Lauren Shahadi.
Coach, cutting with purpose, how do you continue to execute offensively?
Well, we're just playing out of our concepts, doing a tremendous job of cutting. Screening has been really good, but we got to take the 3 away. But we got to continue to get to the next advantage. You know, whatever we run, it's not that action. It's the concepts after the action have been pretty good.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
I mean, 11 assists on 12 made baskets. Awful impressive.
Well, I think, Coach, just the contrast of the threes for Villanova, which we knew they were going to take them, versus the points in the paint for Utah State. That is, it's going to be interesting to see what can win out here. Can Villanova make enough perimeter shots?
Well, that's exactly right. And look, Villanova, 46% of their shots on the year from 3 today. Over 60% of their shots from 3, whereas at the other end, only a quarter of Utah State's jobs. I think both coaches are going at that from a defensive standpoint. Jared Calhoun saying we got to take away the 3, as he told Lauren. Kevin Willard saying we got to close down the paint and make them shoot the ball on the perimeter. Whoever can get that done will have success in this game.
I do think, though, that Villanova, as they have settled in here, has done a nice job of at least touching the paint. Now, it might be leading to kickouts for 3, but then when that defense, when you're moving out of position, that's when Duke Brennan becomes a real problem on the offensive glass.
I agree, and I think Utah State, who is a great help team, who swarms the ball inside, they got to be a little more disciplined on their help and stay home more and make these guys score one-on-one.
Brennan again. Nice rebound, Elamine. He's got 4.
Well, Brennan only 2 for 6 at the line, and in a game like this, that's going to be close, we think, they've got to make a difference.
Allen kicks it out, Elamine with a 3.
Boy, great action, though. That slip was big time there. Utah State got exactly what they wanted.
I'm going to go back and watch this game and just diagram all this stuff, Robbie, as a coach. I'm telling you, Jared Calhoun's team, every game I watch him, it's a coaching clinic. If you're a high school coach out there or another college coach or an NBA coach, you need to take some lessons from Jared Calhoun.
Shot clock at 5 with the ball, Perkins. Makes the fake, puts up the, it's off the glass and down the hatch.
That's just what they wanted. Just what they wanted.
Exactly planned and drawn up.
Kevin Willard drew that up at the last timeout. We got a tie game.
Templin. Ball slid back in. He'll blaze his way outside the lane as he bumps and grinds and fires and misses. Inside, collected. Templin on the ground with a whistle. At the 5:25 mark of the first half.
Well, great defensive possession by Utah State. Force a desperation shot, and he knocks it in. I've all long advocated for a new rule. I think the referee, if the guy doesn't call it, should be able to wave that off.
Brennan picked up number 1.
What if he calls it softly, though?
No, it's got to
be emphatic.
I got to be heard.
Greg Allen.
Look at this. They made the ball come in outside on a baseline out of bounds.
Drake Allen 3. Rebound Askew.
The elusive stop on the under out of bounds.
And that was with the same coaching staff, by the way.
With a drive, and he got the lead with that nice play. The first Wildcat lead this afternoon, and a 9-0 Villanova run. Pretty play by Lindsay to get the 2. Elamine with a 3 at the other end. With a leaping rebound by Tyler Perkins.
Well, they're taking away stuff in the paint now, making the ball come out. Utah State has not found success on the perimeter yet.
Perkins 3, no.
Should have banked it.
Brennan tried to get it out of bounds with the ball. It goes back to Utah State. Watch whip-around coverage of all men's games with Fast Break, presented by Home Depot in the March Madness live app. Templin will check out.
Really good response here from Nova. You know, early in this game, it feels like Utah State has all the momentum. The Aggies have a big crowd here. Villanova has found their way and played their way into this game. Found a rhythm offensively. Starting to lock in on defense now.
It's Collins smashing his way inside. And fouled as he fired.
Yeah, that's a bad foul there. I mean, a good defensive possession and a bad foul. Those are the shots you want to force. Tough twos. Don't need to foul on this.
Well, and MJ Collins is running a long way here. That's a big chase for Malachi Palmer, and you're absolutely right, Coach. That's got to be, if you're going to make that, tip my cap, and I'm going right back down the other end to play offense.
Palmer just picked up his second. Collins 82% from the free throw line for Utah State. He's from Clover, South Carolina. He began at Virginia Tech a couple years with Virginia Tech, and then he went to Vanderbilt for a season, and now he is an Aggie.
Well, and just gotten a big opportunity and just knocked it out of the park. And you look at the way he played in the Mountain West Conference tournament, you know, the MVP of that thing, 3 of his last 4 games, 20 or more. Kind of uncharacteristic here. He has not had a great first half.
Pierce is back in. The Maryland transfer with the ball. Fouled his coach, Kevin Willard. Lindsay with it.
Both these teams get so much ball and player movement. Really fun to watch from a coaching standpoint.
Askew darting, covered by Clark. That's a 3. Lewis can't get it.
Oh, good block out there by Garrett Clark.
False left. It's Drake Allen. Oh, Lamine! Up high, down hard.
Villanova's got to get all the way back, all the way, so that Elamine does not get a chance to get behind your defense. Allen finding him again.
Probing is Lewis. That's a 3.
Man.
Whoa! Outside Lindsay.
Well, that's exactly what Jared Calhoun talked to us about, Coach. They come off these ball screens, these Nova guards, they are looking to let it fly immediately off the bounce.
Well, we've seen the contrast today. Dunks at one end, threes at the other end.
Lamine with a fake and a travel. An elusive move, but a little bit too much. And a turnover right there for the Aggies of Utah State, who have led by 9 and trailed by 3, and they're down by 3 right now. With Lamine skying high.
You better get back with Lamine because he's going up there to hang on rims, and you better get up on the ball screen because Lindsay's looking to spray you.
April 13th at 8 on HGTV. And talking about rocking it, we're seeing him right here.
Well, and it's been a lot of Adlon Elamine. A quarter of his points come off fast breaks. That's the 2nd highest rate in the Mountain West Conference. I'd say that checks out from this game. He's getting out, Coach. He is running the floor every time.
Well, and he can do this too. Switch out defensively and guard anyone on the floor.
Lewis with the crossover and the deflection there by Collins. Picked up by Askew. Shot clock is down to 6. There's a screen. He'll set up, backpedaling 3. And the rebound by Collins. Villanova plus 21 points on 3s. Lamine again will take it in, sneaking it up, hit on the head, fouled on the play.
Villanova's back, but they're not back far enough. Lamine is behind him. You can't be above him. This guy operates great at the rim. And then it's just a nice move here. He gets hit in the head. Probably should have finished it anyway. But wow, is this guy a talent.
Well, it's not like it's just the turnovers, and Utah State does force a lot of them. It's just the stops, Coach. They get a stop. They are looking up the floor, and they are looking to push the tempo.
Absolutely. Villanova only has 2 turnovers, and one of them was a dead ball turnover. So that's not the problem. Utah State, as you said, just getting out in transition, and Lamine is a great runner. And Drake Allen in particular is always looking for him.
Utah State, their 4th consecutive NCAA tournament, 6 of the last 7. They come in having won 4 in a row, including the Mountain West Championship game against San Diego State. They won 13 of 16 overall.
And that's 6 of the last 7 tournaments, Kevin, with 4 different head coaches.
Right, and all good ones.
All very good.
Perkins. He'll chisel and feed. Lewis on the fly. With the defense right there, they
He
had
got a piece of that right there. Elamine did.
Elamine is impressive.
And Gary Clark was there as well, plugging up the middle. It's Allen to Collins. Allen wheeling, feeding. Back on top, Falsev. Elamine, long shot, 3, no, rebound, and the collision with a foul. Down went Pierce and Clark.
Well, he's got his leg wrapped there.
Wow.
That was a weird play.
Those are long legs. I can see how they get wrapped up.
This might be the first hook and hold with the leg we've ever seen. I didn't know that was possible.
That's a good one.
Oh, my God.
And they'll look at it.
Previous play is being reviewed for a hook and hold.
With a leg.
With a leg. I mean, yeah.
I've never seen that before. I was honestly kidding, but
Coming up on AT&T at the half, all the scores, highlights, news, and a busy second day of the tournament. We're in the first round, plus the NCAA tournament looking ahead. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half.
Well, Gary Clark is an outstanding offensive rebounder. 15% offensive rebound rate on the year. That's 31st nationally. And you got to block him out, but you've got to do it legally. And with the hook and hold, they always talk about the clamping, but you're usually thinking about it with the arm and the elbow. This is with the leg.
You're absolutely right, because there's nobody hook and hold with the arm there.
It's got to be the leg.
And that's what they're probably talking about. Like, we've never seen this, but they are calling it, and it looks like Gary
After
Clark's
review,
going
it's
to
just a
go to
common
the line.
foul. There's no hook and hold, so it's just common foul.
I would love to ask Matt Potter, is it because there was no clamping of the leg? Because that's usually what it is with the arm if it's not a hook and hold.
I was going to give the rules committee something to think about. But right, I mean, and he held that leg. I got to say, that leg was cocked, and it was in a position of
Strength?
It was a good all-star wrestling move. Let's put it that way. Yeah, here's Clark.
Now Clark only 52% at the free throw line.
So he played at Tarleton State for a year, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi for 2, and now he's at Utah State. He hits his first. He's from St. Louis, Missouri, Gary Clark is. A senior from Cardinal Ritter High School in St. Louis.
Cardinal Ritter High School had Chris Carrawell. They
yes.
They had Jahidi White.
Big man.
Yeah, a lot of talent.
Minute and a half to play in the half.
Kevin, a wealth of information.
I can tell that. There's not enough time for you to get it all out. Perkins was working.
They're doing a better job staying home.
Absolutely. It's not a threat to score right there. Make him score it over the top.
Boy, he gives you a move with every part of his body, and he surveyed but couldn't connect.
Elamine is everywhere.
Cross court with the drive and the feed. Falsev, 3, no. Elamine, a shove. It's a foul. It goes on Utah State.
How good is Drake Allen at just putting the pressure? He's looking up the floor all the time. Guarding a Caden Lewis at the rim, not an easy task. Elamine up to it on that one. Lewis, 45% in isolation. He's good at the rim, 62% on shots around the basket. He is a tough cover, even at 6'2".
But Villanova now doing a very good job shutting down the paint, making him kick the ball out, and Utah State's 1 of 10 from 3, not being able to capitalize out there.
There's Lindsay on top. Will try to finagle his way into the defense of Falsev. Shot clock is at 10. The 3 is away and perfect.
What a shot of life that Bryce Lindsay has given to this Villanova offense. Had been struggling coming in. He's been fantastic in this first half.
And 4 of 6 from 3.
And as you said earlier, Rob, he's shooting off the dribble.
Allen, Falsev. Askew tried to poke it. He did. He reached in and drew the foul for Villanova.
Boy, there's a little too much space here. You're guarding Bryce Lindsay. You cannot be 6 feet off. You got to be attached to him. He wants to shoot the 3. Make him drive the ball.
And on the season, his percentage in catch and shoot versus off the bounce is dramatically different. He is a better off-the-bounce three-point shooter than he is in those catch-and-shoot situations.
Well, and he's barely a 40% two-point shooter, and he's 35% from three, even with the recent slump. There's no, there's no advantage having him shoot the three. You've got to make him take it inside the arc.
Lindsay, three, no. Falslev has it. A second to go. The heave and the halftime is here. And Villanova by 2 after trailing by 9 in a first half that had 4 ties and 3 lead changes. Just what we expected. Close game, hard fought, highly played with an 8-9 matchup, the Wildcats and the Aggies. Villanova unranked all season. One time Utah State was ranked in the top 25, and that was back in January at number 23. Lauren?
Duke, you trailed by 9. How'd you battle back?
Just resiliency with the team. We've been working hard all year, and when you're down 10 or 9, you have to battle back, and that's what we were able to do this half.
I feel like you guys adjusted in the paint. How do you continue to do that?
It's just physicality. Our guards knew that coming in this game, they got bigger guards and more experienced guys, so just coming down here and battling physically, you got to do all the game. We did in the half, so we got to push into the next half.
Good luck. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Kevin.
Duke Brennan averages a double-double. He's got 8 points and 4 rebounds in our first half of this first-round game. We'll take you to AT&T at the half after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship on TNT. Beautiful San Diego. Taking a look at the LG first half stats. Villanova plus 24 points on threes. Utah State plus 20 points in the lane and at the line. Moments ago, Lauren Shahadi caught up with the motor for the Utah State team, Mason Falslev.
Mason, the offense started hot. How do you get back there?
Just setting better screens and getting to our spots. Hopefully we can get some threes to fall this half.
Meanwhile, they have 7 threes. How do you stay locked on their shooters?
They're shooting some deep threes right now. We just got to, hold our ground and just guard them better.
Appreciate it.
Yep, thanks.
He is a fun player to watch. This has been a very entertaining game, an 8-9 matchup.
Well, it's been a great game. 2 really well-coached teams playing extremely hard.
Well, and just the contrast, as you kind of said, the threes for Nova, it's the paint and the line for Utah State. And we were talking during the half there, Coach, and just maybe some of the overhelping by Utah State, being more judicious about when to go, when not, and when to stay with those shooters for Nova.
Absolutely. Help decisions, I think, will be key for Utah State defensively.
Utah State has it. Falslev, Collins in, and jarred with a foul.
Well,
Lindsay will pick it up.
I'm sorry, Kevin. This is something where Villanova's got to do a better job also defending without fouling. This will be the 14th and 15th free throw attempts for Utah State. That in the paint is what's keeping them in the game.
But that all starts with a gamble, and you don't get it, and now you're behind, and you've got Collins going to the rim. He's missed a bunch of free throws today.
He's 82%.
Really good foul shooter.
Yeah.
He hasn't made one yet.
28 wins for Utah State out of the Mountain West. Regular season tournament champions, 25 wins or more, 4 consecutive seasons. And if you heard Stan earlier on, he's got incredible respect for the second-year head coach, the Mountain West Coach of the Year, Jared Calhoun.
Absolutely. Both these coaches.
Yes.
Kevin Willard, he's won everywhere he's been, and he gets the most of his talent. Last year took Maryland to the Sweet 16.
Here comes the elusive Perkins. Falslev is on him. Shot clock is down to 6. Lindsay will have to fire, and he does it on the fly.
But they're so worried about him coming off that screen. He had some space. It's a little show and go, and Bryce Lindsay getting it done in the mid-range.
I'd still rather live with that if I was. Those are tough shots.
No question.
May not look like it to fans, but those runners from 8-10 feet, very difficult shots.
Falslev peels his way into the paint, and the rebound by Perkins. Now it's off to Lewis. On the move, Perkins, 3, kaboom! It's the biggest lead for the Villanova Wildcats.
You have got to locate Tyler Perkins. A total breakdown by Utah State's transition defense. Tyler Perkins walking into a wide open three.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to win if you're going to be minus 27 points at the three-point line.
Elamine explodes into the paint, then pickpocketed on the play. Palmer got it. And Lewis the other way. He tries to bore his way in and finds the big man, Brennan.
Caden Lewis getting down in the paint, making the dish. Assist number 5 for him, and he does not have a turnover.
Valslev barging his way into the defense of Lindsay. Another turnover. Here comes Palmer by 1 into the hole. Timeout taken.
A 12-1 run going back to the first half for the Villanova Wildcats, and they've been in quite the rhythm here to start the second. It's the Lindsay mid-range with the floater, shakes off his defender, then a transition breakdown by the Aggies, not locating Tyler Perkins. You get the dribble drive from a Caden Lewis, dropping it off. Duke Brennan hanging on rims. And then the turnover. How about the defensive start? Malachi Palmer has got his hands on a couple of basketballs. Started the break for Villanova, going the other way.
Drake Allen will take it inside and work on Brennan. And now they are 1 of 10. Utah State is 1 of 10, Lauren, over the last 10 minutes.
And Kevin, I asked Coach Willard yesterday what his biggest concern was. He said, I just feel like with young teams, and especially ours, we have a tendency to run in circles. I can't have helter-skelter. He said, by halftime, we should look like ourselves, and we're seeing it play out in real time.
Yeah, we certainly are, Lauren. I mean, it is playing out. This team, as Robbie just said, has gotten comfortable, and they've gotten in a rhythm at both ends of the floor.
Templin's got it. The slippery Valslev, who takes it with a defender right there in Perkins. Look how congested the lane is. Valslev got it.
Wow. They got to get him going, Coach. Had the big start off the ball as a cutter. How did he get that tough angle?
Lewis will take it, blazing his way outside the lane for 2.
Wow, just turned the corner, explosive. Got to do more on the pick and roll with him to stop the ball. He shouldn't be able to sweep around that easily.
Carson Templin. Elamine, setting, firing.
Not a great shot.
Nope, it wasn't. Oh, was it saved? I think it was. By the acrobatic Templin.
Great play by Templin to not give up on that.
He's active going to the offensive glass. Both he and Gary Clark bring that off this bench for the Aggies. Just all effort play right there. And Mason Valslev, Coach, they've got to find a way to get him going. Maybe this does it.
They got Drake Allen inbounding, 12 on the shot clock. Valslev. Oh, he now has got a little bit of rhythm to his game.
And another 2 points on baseline out of bounds. You know the adjustment Villanova's got to make? Do not get the ball deflected on the baseline.
Oh, what a bad pass.
Villanova has not missed a shot. They've taken 5, they've made 5, but they turn it over right there on the bad pass.
And their 2 turnovers have been unforced.
Yeah, just sloppy.
Brennan threw it out of bounds. This one we threw at his ankles. They got to handle the ball and be a little more solid.
In the hands of Allen for the 28-6 Aggies of Utah State. It's Collins. Tries to penetrate. Pickpocketed on the play. Knocked away out of bounds. Utah State's ball. 7 on the clock.
A lot of dribbling here, Coach. And start the second half. Utah State, a team that's known for their ball movement, but they're really pounding the air out of it here.
Well, and Villanova giving them a dose of their own medicine. Usually it's Utah State getting their hands on balls.
Woo! Nice stroke.
Well, if they're going to win this game, their 2 best players have got to play like it. That's MJ Collins, that's Mason Valslev, and those 2 guys sparked this little run for the Aggies.
Brennan went inside in the corner, 3, Palmer. Malachi Palmer.
Started with getting beat back door, forced the help and kick it out for 3. They got to do a better job of keeping people in front of them on the ball and off the ball so they can stay home on shooters.
Clark has it. Here comes Collins on the fly off balance. What a shot. Count it for 2. A terrific shot, and he brings his team within a 53-47 reach of the 8th seed Villanova Wildcats. New episodes streaming Thursday at 9 p.m. on HBO Max, part of the First Responders here and at all the sites in this NCAA tournament. So at the line is MJ Collins from Clover, South Carolina. He is a 6'4" senior, hits the free throw. And the Aggies in dark blue against the Wildcats of Villanova in white with some full court pressure.
It's a tough time right now with a Caden Lewis on the bench. Not a real true point guard out there for them.
Perkins rams his way inside the paint.
Boy, good job by Carson Templin of hanging in there and guarding on the perimeter. Tyler Perkins getting a good contest.
Drake Allen gets the screen, opens up the switch, and on the side, they give it off to Clark across the lane.
I love, Coach, that he caught that. He knew exactly who he was. Catch that with a full head of steam. Don't settle for the jumper. Get all the way to the rim.
It's a 10-3 Utah State run on Villanova. Brennan inside, the collision, and the foul.
Well, and Templin was upset on that foul call. And here's what you're talking about with Gary Clark. Knows who he is, which is a great skill for any player to have. Takes it into the rim. Templin was upset on this, but I think the foul call was on Allen.
And they did
Foul,
get
yeah,
out.
it is. Allen gets it, number 1 at the line. Duke Brennan, 62%. Free throw shooter with 14:48. Lauren to go here in the second half.
Kevin, Robbie called Grand Canyon, Maryland last tournament, and that's when Kevin Willard, who was the Terrapins coach at the time, knew he had to have Duke Brennan. He finally got him, said he's so glad he's on our side now. And if you're wondering if I ever remind him who won that game, the answer is yes, 81-49 Maryland over Grand Canyon. Ice cold, Kevin.
Well, and for Kevin Willard, obviously a great recruitment. You don't have to watch tape. You've seen him in the flesh,
right there,
so
yeah.
it was very easy for him, and it's worked out for all parties.
Falslev oozes into that defense. He has 3 guys around him. Templin, Collins, 3. Oh, look at the high-flying Templin. Come parachuting in and hit from behind and fouled on the play.
Templin's been extremely active at both ends of the floor.
Well, it's easy to see, Coach, why he's become a fan favorite, you know, with all of Utah State's fan base. He crashes the offensive glass. He's got the flair with the headband and the flow. Carson Templin, he brings some swagger out here alongside his play.
Bruce Lindsay picked up his 3rd. He's from Fairview, Texas, Lovejoy High School. And, well, who is that guy? Was this the guy in the Karate Kid? Was that him?
I think it is.
Or is that Stan Van Gundy at an earlier stage of his career? I don't know.
I wasn't going to say anything, Kevin.
I thought it might have been Coach, actually. Good point, Kevin.
Here we go. 2-point game. Utah State is at a terrific run after being down by 10.
Oh, what
a steal. Allen, here he goes. Tied.
Well, we've seen a lot of that 2-2-1 press now, full court man-to-man, and applying more pressure. And Kevin Willard wants to talk about it a little bit.
It's a 14-4 run by Utah State.
They've got the answer here, and Utah State has forced turnovers all season long. The Mop guys got to get out of the way because Drake Allen's bringing it, going through that passing lane and stealing a basket. And just like that, Utah State is right back at you.
Tied at 54. 5th tie of the game.
Off the first steal of the day for Utah State.
about that?
Kevin Willard was very worried about taking care of the ball against this Utah State team. They've only got 4 turnovers on the day, and that was Utah State's first steal, and it leads to 2.
Lindsay, Brennan, the collision, the twist, the turn, the feed, the deuce inside from Perkins.
Well, Drake Allen got caught just spectating on inside. Perkins came on the cut. Good patience by Duke Brennan inside.
Oh, what a game of runs, too. Both these teams just punch and counter punch here. Oh, good
Allen,
screen.
corner 3, Collins, no. It's picked up by Lindsay. He'll slash the other way. The winner plays #1 seed Arizona Sunday. Good possession and a good position by Brennan.
And Collins was late on the help. You let Brennan get that deep in the roll with not much resistance. There's no way that MJ Collins can do anything about it there.
Duke Brennan's got 13 points. Collins again. Chipping, driving, stripped to the ball, out of bounds. 12 on the shot clock.
That's what you're talking about right here, Robbie.
It's all Duke Brennan. He's rolling to the rim, and MJ Collins, he'll get into your screen. It's going to be a little bit late, and actually as the ball comes to him, it's really more of Kobe King's help because the ball's going away from him. Middle of the floor can be tough, but a breakdown by that weak side help for Utah State.
Perkins checks out for Villanova. Palmer checks in with the ball. They got Kobe King. A lot of traffic. The reverse won't go. Clark the rebound.
Well, again, Kobe King sets that up with the drive. Drive draws help. Help opens up the offensive glass.
Malachi Palmer picks up his 3rd. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com. At the line, they got Gary Clark, a senior from St. Louis.
King came off that. Brennan, he was, twirling around. He had no idea where the ball was, but you're absolutely right, Coach, in that putting that pressure on the offensive glass in with Templin and Clark, that's 2 of Utah State's better offensive rebounders.
Last year, Utah State lost in the first round of the tournament to UCLA. And they had a good team, too, a 26-win team last season. This year, they're at 28. Clark remains at the line.
Well, this team, Kevin, has not been bashful about not being happy about where they were seated.
Right.
Playing with a chip on their shoulder. The players have talked about it. Jared Calhoun has mentioned it. And for all the success, great players, great coaches that Utah State has had, advancing past the first weekend has been a challenge for this program.
And the winner awaits the top seed Wildcats. 12.5 in the half. Askew. Outside 3. No. On the shot by Perkins.
I got to get more out of that off that switch.
Trying to go inside on the pass. Perriman was looking for a cutter, out of bounds. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Villanova's done a lot better job against the baseline out of bounds since Kevin Willard changed staffs.
If you missed it, he said, I'm going to fire my assistants for what they're doing to us inside the lane. It was significant. It's leveled off a little bit. King with the ball. Now here's Perriman, who averts the defense, trying to look for that screen. Shot clock down to 7. Clark, double, up and down.
Oh, just the way they drew it up, Coach. That looked like it was going nowhere, and somehow they hit Clark on the roll.
And a strong finish to hang on to that by Clark.
We have a foul, 11:44 to go. We're in the second half in a 1-point game.
And here it is. The play sort of breaks down, but a great catch and finish.
Aggies and Wildcats. Bleacher Report is your one-stop destination for March Madness. Get every moment all tournament long with personalized updates and highlights from your favorite teams. Download the BR app now. We knew it'd be a close game, 8-9 matchup, Utah State and Villanova. First-year head coach Kevin Willard, who took Maryland to the tournament last year. And on top here, they've got Lindsay, who will penetrate and fly and get his miss and still can't pop it in. And picked in by Falslev.
Wait, how about Kobe King? They're going to stop playing because the net is caught up there in the rim. But Kobe King saves the day. That was going to be an offensive rebound, and King, one of the smaller guys on the floor, jars that thing loose and wins that possession for the Aggies. Like multiple good looks at the rim. Lindsay with the tip back, and it looks like Brennan's going to have it. But look at King just get in there and fight. And just simply by giving that effort, he steals that possession for Utah State.
Falslev takes it, rams his way inside. Man, that was a slick play.
Just a simple pin down, and Falslev getting to that strong hand. How about the touch? He put that thing all the way up there on that floater.
There's a Caden Lewis.
You see Utah State switching everything now, which is going to make it tough on the offensive glass to keep Brennan off.
Beautiful play by Perkins on the run.
It's also those bigs, coach, having to contain the dribble.
Perkins has got 12. Falslev the other way.
Wow, they really got it in and pushed it on that one.
Off a made shot. How about Gary Clark, though, just sealing off his defender and knocking out all the help.
A move by Lewis. A feed on the wing. The three is away. Price, Lindsay.
We are watching an offensive masterpiece here by both these teams here in the second half.
Well, yeah, Utah State shooting 56%, but Villanova 71%.
Both teams on fire.
Lindsay's got 5 threes for Villanova. 19 points. Accurate shooting and terrific play. Good find by Lewis, too. Well, when Jay Wright was there, they were winning national championships. Every year it seemed like they're in the tournament, but it's been 4 years since. Now they're back in, 24-8, terrific season, 8 seed out of the Big East. Kevin Willard has picked up where Jay Wright has left off.
How about the ring? Looking good.
Yeah.
If you got it, you might as well rock it. There you go.
If I had one, Robbie, I would not take it off.
Agreed.
Not even at night.
Little shot there, will drop.
Falslev getting going again.
Yes.
16.
Around the basket.
He's got 16. He averages 16. Full court pressure.
That was close to a 5 count there.
Lindsay has it, trying to dodge the defense of Falslev, who is a terrific high school quarterback in Utah. Now they switch.
And triple switching to keep Templin inside.
Good scoop. Got the 2. Lindsay gets another basket. 21 for him to lead the Wildcats.
And Villanova back in the zone again.
Here's Perriman. Falslev. Perriman. Cross court. Dangerous pass. And it showed.
Falslev, little cut into the paint. Able to finish, but here, Lindsay coming. Templin doesn't want to leave Duke Brennan's body to come and help. Layup.
And you can triple switch and scheme all you want, coach, but if you can't guard the ball, it doesn't matter what the scheme is. That blow by, hard to cover up.
Villanova came in as an 8 seed in this tournament. Not since '99 have they been an 8 seed. Of course, they won a national championship as an 8 seed in '85. Lindsay. Temple in the defense. Lindsay, step back, long 2. Rebound, Drake Allen.
Pretty well defended there by Templin. You force a tough step back, too.
And Falslev on the fly. Goes right into the defense of Malachi Palmer. Palmer picks up his 4th.
Just great play by Drake Allen all along. Getting the rebound and then pushing, and there it is, the 1985 national championship. One of the biggest upsets that we've seen.
There's Jenkins' big shot in that couple championships, of course, in 16 and 18 for the terrific Jay Wright, our partner at CBS and TNT for many years at the line. Falslev, who's a 76% free throw shooter. Like I said, an incredible athlete at Skyview High School in Benson, Utah, 10 miles from the Utah State campus. Two-time high school basketball player of the year in the state of Utah, one-time football player in high school, player of the year, and a championship quarterback.
That's a pretty good high school career.
I would say.
Great.
He do anything in baseball, Kevin? I mean, I just want to know. I mean,
Askew's got it now. The former Kentucky Wildcat, Texas Longhorn, Cal Golden Bear, Long Beach State player. He's here right now, finishing up at Villanova. Driving Lewis. There's a foul. It goes on Allen, who is bumping and grinding.
Well, there's his journey, Kevin. Devin Askew. So, if he's not playing for money next year, you know what he can do? He can write one of those college guides. You know, he's been to so many
where to
schools.
Go, where to eat, what to do.
Absolutely.
Lindsay approaching 8 to go in the second half. In the corner, Askew, 3, no. And a rebound, Alamine couldn't get it and taken away by Brennan, retrieved by Allen, lassos that rebound, and here comes Utah State. We're tied at 65. Alamine will drive, Brennan is there.
Unwise by Alamine. Don't settle for the 3. You've got Brennan closing out. Put the pressure on the defense. Back and forth we go.
Tied at 65. The winner gets number 1 Arizona. Back and forth, the 8-9 matchup on TNT. Jamie, thank you so much. Tennessee, Miami of Ohio, and it looks like the Volunteers will advance. Alamine is at the line. A freshman from Arlington, Virginia, and you're probably asking, how did he get from Arlington, Virginia, with all the great schools on the East, all the way to Utah State? No, you know, nothing to offend them, but he's a heck of a player.
He is, and you have to go through a lot of territory and past a lot of other colleges.
Well, it's not like D.C. isn't a recruited area either.
Right.
Hard to believe that he could fall through the cracks. What a player.
He just gave him a 2-point lead. He's been a great player. Lewis. Inside with a lot of traffic.
With the right hand.
Yes, that was big time.
But I'll tell you what, Utah State is focused on taking away the 3. Villanova got up 23s in the first half. Only 5 attempts here in the second half, but they're able to score in the paint.
Poked away by Askew. He'll have trailers, but he takes it. And he's got Lewis and outside. Perkins, 3. Card!
Wow.
What a play, though, right there to survey. In that transition opportunity, you're not going to the rim. You are spraying it for 3.
It's Allen. Got the screen from Keller. And he'll set up. Falsev cutting. Whacked. Fouled.
Well, it all starts with the defense here. For Villanova, Askew, great steal on Falslev. Gets him out in transition. The extra pass, wide open 3, and they knock it down. They are shooting 50% from 3 on the day.
Well, Coach, I don't think it's an easy situation, even for a guard, to have that. You're getting the ball, it's close quarters, 1 dribble, survey, and find your shooter. Really good read by Caden Lewis.
Outstanding, but this is how one of the big ways Villanova's staying in. This will be their 27th free throw attempt of the game. Villanova with only 10.
Brennan picked up his 3rd. Falslev has 10 of the last 12 Utah State points. Here's a move and a good one by Lewis, but he lost the ball.
Drake Allen with great help there, and then there's Alamine running again.
Oh!
Woo! Alamine has 4 buckets on the day, and 3 of them are highlights. Drake Allen has made some big plays. 2 big defensive rebounds. Great help on that one. plus the pass.
Lewis in the corner. Perkins outside. This is for the lead. Got it. Big hit, Lindsay.
And the way he got away, Coach, they cannot, Utah State, contain the dribble right now. They're switching 5 ways. Nova touching the paint, and they are spraying it to their shooters on the perimeter.
Bryce Lindsay has been a machine. 6 of 9 from 3 for Villanova. Allen, false left, 3, no, sails out of bounds.
It's a great offensive possession here, Robbie, from Villanova.
Well, and just the way that you are getting away from that drive, it just makes the help all that further from you. Touch the paint, spray it out, the three-point line. Villanova has just lived by it. 14 threes on the day.
But I didn't like that help. That is what we call a flat drive. He's not turned to the rim. It's a horizontal drive. He's just looking to pass. You got to read that and stay home.
Lewis hard to the hole. Brennan is there. No. Elamine the rebound. Oh, taken by Lewis. What a play and a whistle.
Wow.
Elamine picks up the second foul with the ball stuck.
Should I go out there and jump up and get that?
I would
Kevin?
like to see that. I'd pay to see that.
Elamine running the floor like
Look
he's
at
done
that.
all game long. The hang time, the English.
What a crafty play.
And Brennan has just lived on the offensive boards. It's one you got to finish. But the way that a Caden Lewis stays in the play, that's just a winner right there. What a play.
Villanova, though, Robbie, has 8 offensive rebounds and only 4 second chance points.
Haven't exactly cashed them, have they?
5:16 to go. Winner will advance to the round of 32 to take on top seed Arizona. They've got 2:09 on the shot clock.
No, that's got to be reset.
Yeah, it's got to be reset.
Now they got it to
Yeah,
29.
I was gonna say, Utah State had possession of the ball.
And Lewis will inbound. And Perkins has got it.
Well, this is Perkins' game. He gets into that back down game.
It's false left.
I got exactly what he'd want, that left hand.
Collins and Allen. Defended by Lewis. Under 5 to go. Shot clock getting close to 10. Here comes on top Templin. A 3, false left. No.
Falstaff looks a little tired. He shot an air ball, that one well left. We'll see if he can find the juice here the last 4:37.
And Lewis will try to work his way, creeping into the defense of Falslev. It's Perkins setting up, and a 3. And a rebound. Brought down and back in the corner. That 3 will not drop on the shot. And it was a good try by Lindsay.
Again, not being able to convert on the offensive rebounds. Brennan himself has 6 offensive rebounds.
Timeout.
I think the ball is wet.
4:03 to go. Shot clock at 17 and a wet ball.
And he's telling him right there.
See, hey, Utah State had a couple of 8-game winning streaks this season. Began the season 7-0. They've got these 2 terrific guards, Collins and Falslev. Allen's got it. That's a Collins 3. And a foul as he fired.
And another bad foul on a 3.
I love the play, though, Coach. You turn it down the baseline, and you're cracking it right back. Look at Templin turn. Collins drawing the foul, shooting 3 on the other side. Boy, don't go anywhere. We got a good one brewing. 3:54 to go, San Diego. We'll see. Nova, Utah State. What a game.
Well, plus 36 points and 3-point shooting by Villanova, but it's been some other things like the bench The fast break points, the points in the paint that have made this a close game on part of Utah State.
Absolutely, and we see him back at the free throw line again for 28, 29, and 30 free throw attempts.
Collins, 2 of 6 at the line. With a look at Jared Calhoun. He actually played, we showed you before, Rolly Massimino back in '85 with Villanova. He played for Rolly at Cleveland State in his second life as a coach. And here's another free throw and one more coming after this. Next one can tie it.
MJ Collins has left some points there out of the free throw line. 3 of 8 on the day for an 80+% foul shooter.
82%, I know it. Second team All Mountain West. Another tie. 9 of them. 11 lead changes. Under 4.
I would not switch Carson Templin out anymore. I would, yeah, I don't like this.
Good job by just sending Allen out there.
Yeah, but I don't like this now. Duke Brennan down on the glass.
Lewis way off. Rebound corralled inside by Collins. And to Drake Allen.
They're not running now. He wants to direct traffic and get some sets.
Allen, the screen, plummets his way in the paint for the lead. Foul as he went to the rim.
And that's where Drake Allen, these last 4 or 5 games, just in looking for more of his own offense. On the season, only averaging 7 points, but over these last 6, almost all the way up to 12.
And looking close games, what they've done, second best record in the country.
10-1, probably because great defensive team, and they don't make a lot of mistakes, and they execute.
The one surprising thing, though, Coach, is that they aren't the best foul shooting team. Only 70%. That puts you around 240 in all of college basketball. You think about when you're winning close games, the free throw line, such an essential piece.
It is indeed. But I'll tell you what, when you go to the line 22 times more than your opponent,
yep.
You just saw the coach's wife, Sarah Calhoun, for Utah State. Her husband's got a 2-point lead, 3 minutes to go. The winner goes to the round at 32 at the turnover. Here comes MJ Collins behind the back. Oh, what a play! What a play!
oh!
They're on a 6-0 run.
Well, Brennan mishandles the pass. Show us the handle right here, MJ Collins. Take the contact. Lay that thing off the glass, but that behind the back is major league by Collins.
And the coach's wife loves it.
Collins will be at the line with 15 points. 4 of 9 at the line.
Bryce Lindsey's either just got to get out of the way and give him the layup there, or make sure he doesn't get the layup and hard foul. That's a bad play, and that's 33 free throw attempts.
The probing Lewis. It's out to Lindsey. He's knocked in 6 threes. It's Perkins. A drive into a thicket of defenders. Loose, fouled as he took it inside.
My coach, there's that adjustment. You had Templin there. He wasn't switching 4 ways, but you got to close down the possession. And this is where Duke Brennan can be so dangerous.
Well, this is rare trip to the free throw line for Villanova. Shots 11 and 2. No, they're not going to go to the line. It was on the rebound, I think, that they called the foul. Good call here by the officials. That's only 5 Utah State team fouls.
Falswell will pick up the foul.
All right, that's 6 now. So on the next one, they go to the line. Jared Calhoun obviously didn't like that foul. Absolutely yelling why at him. No reason to reach there. Great job on the switching there to lock.
Look at the switch.
Oh, 5-second call.
The freshman at Caden Lewis had a tough time to get it in. Utah State takes over.
Well, that was great defense to switch all that and deny. That is a huge play at this point in the game.
Well, and you've got 2 timeouts. You've got to take one of them there.
Well, we saw North Carolina last night get a big 5-second call late in the game.
Collins from Tulsa. 9-0 Aggie run.
I'll tell you what, Jared Calhoun with these plays and Utah State with the execution, this guy is an offensive genius.
The flare screen, you better honor it if Collins is taking it to the rim. It's initially for 3, then you take it to the basket. MJ Collins, the perfect read. Utah State's offense, they're rolling here late.
Utah State over the last couple seasons, when they hit that 80-point mark, good things have happened.
Sure have. They're 18-0 this year on that mark, won 42 in a row overall. And here it is, flare screen, and then to the rim. Duke Brennan's got to protect the rim on that. We're not worried about Templin shooting the 3.
Well, it's got to be either you're opening up or you're switching.
Or you're switching.
You've got to give him something. It can't just be uncontested to the basket.
Well, right now, if you're Utah State, you have got to, well, and they're going to send him to the free throw line.
El Amin got in Lindsey's way.
Yeah, now that's a bad foul.
4.
I mean, and too quick here. The clock is your friend here. I mean, you don't want anything quick. Yeah, I understand you're frustrated, but that's a foul. Now he's got to convert this. They haven't had many opportunities. This is 11 and 12, and only the 3rd and 4th of the second half. You don't want to give up 3s, so you want to stay with shooters, but man, fouling and giving up something that quick is even worse. Still a lot of time
Lindsey,
in
a good
this
foul
game.
shooter, 78%, splits them.
So they're getting full court pressure here.
Allen gets it across. Collins has the ball. False left. El Amin.
They want to bring it out and run their set, whatever they called out of timeouts. Villanova back in zone after the full court pressure.
False left.
What a time. Just come off that screen in the zone, and with the 2-3 there, Falslev just stopping on a dime and popping.
Well, and I love what they did there. They didn't worry that they were in zone. They just stayed with their offense, ran their play, and he knocked it down.
Oh, it's picked off! Collins!
Well, here it is. This is against zone. Little dribble handoff, and they stayed with the screen. A lot of teams see the zone and don't know what to do. And then Collins, one of the biggest defensive plays of the day.
And he was quiet in the first half. He has not been quiet in the second. 16 of his 20 have come after the break.
And
Templin on another missed free throw.
Yeah, I mean, which also, not only did he miss a free throw, now they can't get into their press.
And wise by Collins to not pull the trigger, pull that out, make Villanova foul. This Aggie crowd, they're starting to feel it here.
Well, look, this one, we've seen bigger miracles, but it's going to be tough now. But this Villanova team hung in there a long time. Kevin Willard's done a great job because Lauren talked about it earlier, but the loss of Matt Hodge was absolutely huge. For a team that didn't have a lot of depth anyway, they've done a great job.
That's the wife of Drake Allen and their little baby. 14-1 run by Utah State. Driving here, Lewis. And the tip in by Duke Brennan.
Well, it finally converted a second chance. It's only 6 second chance points on 10 offensive rebounds.
And Allen calls
another
5 seconds. He was trying to call the timeout, and he couldn't get the call in time, and a turnover underneath.
Can these guys inbounding the ball count? This was, and I think they got a long 5 count, to be honest.
You've got to have that internal clock
Yeah,
where you're starting to feel that.
Sometimes you get quick counted. I didn't think he got quick counted at all. In fact, they might have given him an extra count. Great job by Villanova.
9-point game, 48 seconds to go. In the corner, Lindsay.
What a great play.
That was a great baseline out of bounds from Kevin Willard. These coaches, I'm telling you, if you're a coach watching this game, or go back and watch this game and just diagram some of this stuff. This is outstanding, and a great screen by Duke Brennan.
Foul went on Lewis. It's number 2, and they've got Drake Allen at the free throw line. He's gone to 4 different Utah schools. Southern Utah, Utah Valley, Snow Community College in Ephraim. Went to high school in Eagle Mountain, Utah, Westlake High School. And he's at the line right now, a starter every game. Honorable mention Mountain West with 43.9 to go. And here's a run by Askew.
This stay home, play this one-on-one. Do not come to help.
It's kicked out, shot clock at 19.
Listen, a 2 at this point, as long as it's not real quick, defend without fouling, stay home on the perimeter.
Devin Askew will inbound for Villanova. Pierce and Askew.
Great job
stolen.
by
What a
Drake
play by Allen.
Great job, and that's going to do it for this one.
Falslev, clock is ticking. Utah State is going to advance. And they're going to take on number 1 seed Arizona. A riveting game that the Aggies climbed out and got the 10-point lead and a 10-point win in the first round of the NCAA tournament. We had 9 ties and 12 lead changes. The elation of winning in the tournament. Last year, they lost in the first round to UCLA. And the disappointment for Villanova. First time in the tournament in 4 years after a terrific 24 and now 9 season with their first-year coach, Kevin Willard. And now we've got the matchup, Arizona against Utah State. And we were talking earlier, we think that the Aggies will give Arizona a lot as we send it over to Lauren Shahadi.
Coach, congratulations. This is a game of adjustments. What was the final one for you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give Villanova a ton of credit, man. They played their tails off. We just outlasted them. I thought we were the tougher team the last 6 minutes. Our ball screen coverage was tremendous down the stretch.
The guy said it was a coaching masterclass by you. What's the biggest challenge coaching a game like this?
You know, listen, you got to be able to read the game. You got to be able to adjust, whether it's a ball screen, an off-ball screen, whatever the case may be. We've taught these guys the game. They executed the game plan, and we're on to Arizona.
First D1 tourney win for you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's not about me.
It's about them. It's about them. Mason, Coach said it's about you. I spoke with you at the half. You were not happy. What changed?
We just stayed together. You know, we weren't making shots in the first half, and we knew if we just stuck to it, they'd go in.
How is this team so good in close games?
Man, we just love each other. Love takes overall.
I like that. Love takes overall, and so do your fans. Is this a home game? They always travel like this, Mason?
Oh yeah, our fans are the best in the nation.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Glory to God, baby. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Shout out my team.
Utah State went on a 15-3 run over the last 5:40 to win it.
Well, great offensive execution and a great job defensively.
And I just felt like what Coach said. They were the tougher team. They will themselves to the line. They win the battle of the paint. They outlast the Villanova Wildcats.
TNT has Iowa Clemson, 6:50 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll do it from San Diego for the afternoon session. We take you to our studio after these messages. You're watching the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship on TNT.